This coverage of MWC is brought to you by Bitdefender Mobile Security. Lenovo's big phone looks to pack quite a wallop in terms of longevity. It's Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is the Lenovo 860 in this first look and hands-on. Lenovo's biggest offering here at MWC is the S860, a large smartphone packing a huge 4,000 mAh battery underneath a nice brushed metal body. The body of the phone does feel quite nice, as Lenovo was able to keep things from getting way too thick at just around 10.3 millimeters and still pretty light at around 0.4 pounds. It's not hard to get a good grip around this phone, as the flat sides make it pretty easy to get a grip around the 5.3-inch screen. Speaking of which, this 5.3-inch IPS display packs 720p resolution and provides some pretty vibrant colors. Lenovo's colorful UI does come through quite nicely, and the high brightness usually associated with IPS displays was definitely on display. It's not a difficult display to manipulate by any means, making this on par with many of the 5-inch offerings out there. Powered by a quad-core MediaTek CPU clocked in at 1.3 GHz, performance is pretty reliable, if somewhat noticeably slower than some of the more high-end processing packages out there. 2 GB of RAM does help with multitasking, and 16 GB of storage is available. Dual front-facing speakers are also here, but our surroundings didn't make it very easy to really judge their quality. The big story here, however, is definitely the 4,000 mAh battery unit. Much larger than a number of phablet batteries out there, the S860 can go for up to 43 hours of talk time and 40 days of standby. Whether or not those claims are actually true doesn't quite matter, as it is still clear that this phone will please those who need power throughout the day and then some. The UI used on the S860 might not be the most polished Android iteration out there, but it does get the job done, even if the lack of an app drawer might be a little off-putting for some. Now, enhanced Do It apps for photo imaging and for sharing files do bring more functionality to the experience. One in particular that we liked was the Share It app, which allowed for group sharing and also the manipulation of content across a wireless connection. The S860 will be available for the starting price of $349, making it a viable alternative to a number of more expensive smartphones out there. Once again, this is Joshua Vergara bringing you the latest from the Mobile World Congress here in Barcelona, Spain. Stay tuned for the rest of our coverage.